I don't know what we can talk about in this nation without talking about white superiority, honestly.
Who defines the meaning of God also defines the relationship between economy and God.
African Americans spent $1.3 trillion last year, making us the 16th wealthiest nation in the world. Why have we not turned those riches into wealth to develop our community?
So so this is in your body, you're just living your life, you're born, you're just living your life. How do you connect to your purpose? And why does it seem like some people just, they're like, oh, this is my purpose, and they just know it. How does that work?
Okay. Some people are more receptive to this energy than others, but everybody can learn. Those people who are not real receptive, in the ancient world, they had priests who their job was to aid you. Some people naturally know, just like you just mentioned, some people naturally know what their purpose is. They got this feeling, this drawing, they just got to do it. Okay. And so no one needs to tell them about it. They just need to refine it. Right. But other people are clueless. So this is where the priests are there. In fact, in some naming ceremonies in Africa, the child isn't named till like the 7th or 8th day, or they go a whole week before they name the child, because now they want to observe the child. They want to see what is his idiosyncrasies, what does he like to do, how does he move,
okay,
is he very calm or whatever, and then they will give the name of the child based upon that. Okay, so they've actually looked into the person. Some priests can touch the mother's womb and communicate with the child while he's still in the womb. And the child will tell him what his name is. Now, let me say this here. Children still in the mother's womb have rapid eye movement. The only reason why you have rapid eye movement is because you're dreaming. What are they dreaming about? They didn't get here yet.
Wow, they're getting the download.
Babies in the womb are smiling and laughing. Yeah. They don't know Richard Pryor. What are they laughing about? They're being downloaded information from the cosmos. They're in the 4th dimension in the womb. Right now, me and you are communicating on the 3rd dimension. They're in the 4th dimension. So they understand everything the mother is doing. And if the mother is traumatized, the baby's traumatized too. If the mother's getting beat by, a man, the baby is feeling that. The baby can recognize the father's voice inside of the womb.
Wow.
And react. In other words, the baby is there and there's a whole lot of people in the room, and then the father's voice will speak, and the baby inside of the womb reacts to the father's voice. He already knows. Okay? So you got an intelligent creature in the 4th dimension knowing all of this. When the water breaks, he loses his memory as he comes into the 3D. He descends, not ascend, he descends into the 3rd dimension. And now he has to learn all these things all over again to try to get back up to the 4th and then the 5th dimension. So when he becomes the master, the grandmaster, now he's moved back to the 4th dimension. Now, when he looks at the world, he doesn't see the world how the average person sees the world.
Oh, it's like the Matrix.
Yes, right, just like the Matrix. You remember when Neo, after he got shot and he came back to life, he starts seeing numbers and everything.
Yeah.
He saw everything differently. He saw waves of energy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's what happens when you start to get reborn. So when I'm walking down the street and you're walking down the street, we don't see the same thing. I see all the stuff you see, but you don't see the stuff I see. Because your awareness is different. Here's a perfect example. A new car just came out, but it's been out for 6 months. And today is the first day you noticed it. You go, wow, look at that. What is that? You go, oh man, that's that new deuce in the quarter. You go, oh man, I really like that. Now, after that, you see it all over the place now. Every place you look, it was there before, but you were not conscious of it. So that's the way things are in nature. If you haven't been exposed to it, your eyes haven't been open, it's right in front of your face and you don't see it. Wow. There's edible food. People starve to death and edible fruit is all around them. There's people who are dropped off in the snowstorm, you know, like in the mountains and stuff like that, and they start eating each other because they can't find no food. But there's trees there. There's deer that live out there. So they're digging up roots and everything. They're eating the snow. How come you ain't got to start eating the people? You ever see those old cartoons where you look at somebody and they look like a drumstick or a turkey?
Yeah.
That's a limited consciousness, okay?
That's a limited consciousness.
Right, so they're going back to the Wazungu stage.
Okay, I don't want to go to that stage.
What a priest does is go back and they begin to look, okay, what did Mother Nature give you? And we began to look at what are your gifts?
What are your gifts?
Or what are your talents? Sometimes your talent has nothing to do on what you're supposed to be. Sometimes your talent are tools to get to where you're supposed to be. Okay. Like some people can sing good, so they think they're just supposed to be a singer and make a life living doing that. No, singing is a tool to open up some doors to be able to do what you want to do. It's like Muhammad Ali at one time became the most noted face on the planet Earth. More people knew what Muhammad Ali looked like than the president of any country. So he became a diplomat where he could go and talk to people where the president couldn't go, or the Pope couldn't go. So boxing was a tool to make him one of the most recognizable faces on the planet so that he can do this charitable work. You see what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
So that was the tool. Certain athletes are able to do, they're only going to be an athlete for about 10 years. So they have to be able to use that skill now. What are they going to do after the sport?
Yeah, transition to something. Yeah.
So they have to understand that that's not their life. That was a tool to help forge their life. So a priest might help you be able to discern that. Because some people will spend their life trying to be a singer and go bust and then never make it because they couldn't get a hit. They couldn't get an album contract, right? But not understanding that was just a tool. That's not their whole career. So that's why sometimes you need to come to a priest to look at your life objectively. See, sometimes when you're in the midst of the chaos, you can't be objective about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you need somebody who can stand outside of that and say, well, you know, if you hadn't done this and that, maybe you still have something, you know? And maybe if you save a little bit here and open up and diversify and maybe rent out, you know, one of your houses or do something like this here to get some passive income coming in, you know, maybe you'll be able to work something. You need somebody outside of you to help with your portfolio that will help you do what you need to do.
Yes. Oh, yes. I second, third, fourth that. Yeah. So, you know, one of the things that